Hello to every Sierra Leonean. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every Sierra Leonean. Where they inside Sierra Leone and una where they outside Sierra Leone. Me na David Bongo the Canto na today from KNN News Network. I believe say we all don't end 2025 successfully and we don't start 2026 successfully. So for sake of this, we get for tell God thank you for everything we have been done do for we inside 2025 and waiting we dey receive from am from 2026. I want to tell thank you to the one that will not subscribe to this channel and una will not subscribe it. I expect una, I encourage una follow una subscribe so that the channel will grow. And the message is the way they give na personal opinion and not to the opinion of any group of people. I say this purely because I feel say from your observations I need to give some contributions. So for sake of this, I want to send thank you to executives of KNN organizations when I echo we've been done fight throughout last year, 2025, 2024, 2023, for come and say waiting for say, for do waiting for do, and for encourage KNN people then for come out clearly for support the voiceless people then. So for sake of this, I want to tell una thank you. Also, I want to tell thank you to every other KNN group, not to just echo, because KNN groups them plenty wey dey try very hard for bring development na KNN. I want to tell una all thank you for that. So una continue for subscribe, una continue for share the messages, una also continue for provide comment. This particular broadcast will be my first broadcast in 2026 and we dey reflect on 2025, the successes, the failures, and the road ahead inside 2026. So for sake of this, I will start with traditional music from KNN, where they tell we say God na create the world, na create we all, and na they help we for let we succeed if we follow him. So una sit down, una relax, let una listen to this.
Bamwenu, yatamansa anadunya chada. Mweji apawa, sumuna unita nubi atwema. Ili mkono gospel minister. Nado, no nada, anadunya chada. No nada, anadunya chada. Unawe moja twechi, yata anadunya chada. Chema ko, moja twetano. No nada, anadunya chada. No nada, anadunya chada. Unawe moja twechi, yata anadunya chada. Chema ko, moja twetano.
Okay, good afternoon, good evening to my listeners. This is David Bongo coming to you from KNN News Network. We are looking today at the successes and failures, reviewing Sierra Leone as a nation in the past 2025. We want to look at the successes, the failures, and the road ahead. So I'll be giving you the following headlines: education. Also, we'll talk about politics and governance. We'll also talk about mining and natural resources in Kono. We also want to discuss accountability and corruption. Also, we will talk about nepotism and favoritism. And we go on to police and national security. We'll also discuss KUSH and drug abuse crisis. And then we talk also on Sierra Leone's passport in foreign hands. We will discuss the road ahead and accessibility. And then finally, we'll talk about democratic principles and human rights. Then maybe we'll also, if we have time, we'll talk about youths and young adults. We'll also look at overall government performance in 2025. And again, I have some additional points that I would want us to discuss. What should be done differently in 2026, and then the roadmap, and then I'll close. And in each of these ones, I'll talk about the successes, the failures, and some key questions to answer. Fambul them, this na David Bongo de Canto na again from KNN News Network. We get for look at Sierra Leone inside 2025, wetin we don't do, we correct, wetin we not do, we not correct, and wetin we supposed for do inside 2026, this new year where we all don enter so. So as I don't read the headlines them, I don't play una this fine music here. Let we listen now to wetin I get for una. Number one, una hold on please. I get some technical glitch na ya. Make I handle my computer properly. Yeah, sorry. Okay, I will continue for play this music so that I will set my system correctly.
Bamwenu, yata mansa anadunya chada. Mwe power, sumuna unita nubi atwema. Ili mkono gospel minister. Nado, no nada, anadunya chada. No nada, anadunya chada. Unawe moja chechi, yata anadunya chada. Chema ko, ona chezano. No nada, anadunya chada. No nada, anadunya chada. Unawe moja chechi, yata anadunya chada. Chema ko, ona chezano.
Okay, so una go excuse me for that glitch the way I been get. I don't come back to the right side where I want for talk to una about. So the first thing we'll get for talk about now education. We know say any country for let it develop, it need education. And not just education, it need quality education. If any country will hold education properly and promote them, that country they go develop very well. So I get some key issues that we will look at under 2025. Inside 2025, inside the education side, we will get persistent shortage of qualified teachers inside the rural area there. Side the way transportation be very difficult for them become accessible. Boku teachers they not get like for go na then villages them. So qualified teachers they need to go there. Now only people the way don't left high school or some people the way actually um, sit down then are educators them but they not get them qualification them. Then go na classroom. Also, we get poor school infrastructure, overcrowded classrooms, and lack of learning materials. Those one are some key issues then. We also get rising dropout rates, especially among girl pikin them. And under the key issues then for education, we also get political influence in teacher recruitment and postings. But inside there, we make some successes. Sierra Leone makes some successes. Wetin are the some successes the way the government be make as a nation, wetin we all make. Continued free quality education policy. The government makes sure say it maintain that. Also, increased enrollment at primary level. Dande na a success. Some rehabilitation of schools in urban centers. Then three successes then they a good for let we mention them. Although we get them key issues, but the government tried then side and they. Outside the government fail under education. Quality of education declining despite high enrollment. Although boku people dem in dey enroll, but the quality of education been drop. And as I been mentioned at the opening statement, we not get qualified teachers and that will make the quality of education drop. We not get necessary materials and for teachers them, for students them, for let the schools them be operate effectively. All the one and then have been reasons for the education fail. Then rural schools, them been don't left them behind. Boku development the way they come, they not remember them school the way they na them deep internal villages them. So their own pan development then really left behind. And limited technical and vocational education for youths, not in university. Then PQ will not get a chance for going to university, they not get enough technical vocational centers them, we will make them go improve on their manpower education. So the discussion questions the way I get, for each of them points them I go give una discussion questions. And then discussion questions them, now for let una think over them, let una see wetin the citizenry and the government, everybody when a citizen of Sierra Leone, let we all discuss this question now with various quarters. Is free quality education producing quality outcomes? Why is Kono still lagging behind despite resource wealth? And again, this na a typical example for Kono, but now for every part of Sierra Leone. What he make different parts of Sierra Leone, especially the rural area then they left behind, although they not get better quality education, they not get better qualified teachers then, they not get resources the way for make them side and they go before. So we go come to politics and governance. The key issues then under that, now growing political intolerance and divisive politics. We don't see that in the boku and use of state institutions for political advantage. Then the self don't they happen. Weak opposition oversight in parliament. The opposition not really play a role as an opposition. We don't see over the past 1 or 2 years much things they will not see policy things the way the opposition don't put forward and wait for advance, and will not see also they don't challenge some proposals the way the government don't come up with. So those were the key issues under politics and governance. But let we look also at waiting the government do where it succeed under politics and governance. Continuation of constitutional governance, that is a big plus. We'll not get whatever the case is, we'll not get violence, we'll not get conflict where they bring where arise from political misunderstandings. Also, civic participation remains high during elections and debates. But also them fail under politics and governance. Erosion of trust in political leadership, and also selective justice and lack of political accountability. Inside there, I get discussion questions as I've been said. What are the discussion questions they will for think about under politics and governance? Are leaders serving party interest or national interest? With politicians then, now the party interest in the serve or now the national interest in the serve? So we go look at that also. Is democracy deepening or shrinking in Sierra Leone? These are questions that we will not get calling session right now, but na things and anyway I expect say we have all for sit down and think about them and answer if we're not able to answer. We come to mining and natural resources, especially na the side the way we get minerals in Sierra Leone. All over Sierra Leone, we say minerals and then particularly they focus this on Kono district. Key issues: illegal mining, a bokude, unsafe pits the way they don't dig, where they not cover them, people then they die there, then they save there, and frequent deaths. Then also environmental destruction without restoration, and youths abandoning education for risky mining. We don't see boku where the young boys and young girls and they comot na classroom, then they go spend money, na then open pit them. And then the successes they under that we go say some licenses reform been done take place, although to a very minimal extent, and then increased public awareness on mining safety. We don't see how executives of corner organization been done increase the public awareness on mining safety, and that don't make the company where really not been the largest company in Sierra Leone don't close down for now, and then they review the whole thing for see how they for start back. So the failures among the mining, weak enforcement of mining regulations, we don't see that there, and then chiefs, politicians, and officials accused of benefiting while communities suffer. Most of the time, we see say people then they point hand on the chief them, the politicians them, and other officials them for saying that then they benefit while the majority they suffer. So that's now one failure, not two failures then that day. We will get the discussion questions then under this. Who truly benefits from Konos diamond or the minerals in Sierra Leone? Particularly, who is benefiting from Konos diamond and gold? Is mining a blessing or a curse in 2025? When I think about them questions then they, and we will go before, so that time now will catch we. Accountability and corruption, 9 we want to talk about next. Under that, the key issues then are this. Public perception that corruption is increasing, lack of transparency in public contracts, and then limited consequences for high-level offenders. Now that we notice inside the entire Sierra Leone, and particularly so na Kono district. But again, as I've been saying, success is then there, irrespective of all the key issues then. Anti-Corruption Commission, visibility will be see some amount of that to say then they catch money, then bring and recover money, then bring and then display them, and then show people them for saying that this they don't get. Also some prosecutions and public namings, but we don't see that one then they. But again, looking at the failures under that section there, under accountability. Selective accountability, 9 been there, and whistleblowers them not been get protection. They were left unprotected. So inside there, I get two discussion questions. Is corruption being fought or managed in Sierra Leone? Why are big fish rarely punished? Some big names them, they know they get punishment through anti-corruption. The one they win like we then they talk now the small fish, then they run after, then left the big fish them. But that's the citizenry go decide and then go make their own judgment. We get nepotism and favoritism. Then they don't in Sierra Leone inside APC, SLPP, and right across, even during the military government, or no say some of them things they happen. It's a culture we don't in our system. So we get for fight very hard for let we stop that. The key issues that we are getting are appointments based on political loyalty rather than competence. We also get marginalization of qualified youths and regional and ethnic sentiments resurfacing again. We don't see that in the way either by family ties, by friend ties, or tribal ties. Some of their appointments they don't see based on that. Waiting at the impact of them key issues then they low morale in public service and brain drain and youth frustration. And waiting to be the discussion questions then. Is merit still valued in Sierra Leone? This is a question we need for answer. Is merit still valued in Sierra Leone? And how does nepotism affect national development? Me know the answer them questions and they. Now for the listeners them, when they listen to me, now questions and this for now all. So my next point what I want to talk about now police and national security. And the key issues then under that, public mistrust of police. We get allegations of brutality and political bias, And then we also get a slow response to crimes in mining and rural areas. Within the successes, we get two main successes: increased police visibility and some community policing efforts. We don't see that. But then we say them fail, poor investigation outcomes, and then they also fail in corruption within the ranks. And what think could be the two key questions then under this? Now, are the police protecting citizens or power? How safe do people really feel in 2025? So this past year, so how will people then feel? And police then have power then they protect one of the citizens. We go continue for go to point number 7 when our KUSH and drug abuse. KUSH and drug abuse. This one I go get for talk about specifically what the police then don't do as a success inside 2025. I will get a special session on that tomorrow after this broadcast. But briefly, I will give you the key issues then. Rapid spread of KUSH, tramadol, marijuana, and among the youths. Also, we get drug abuse linked to crime, mental health collapse, and death. We also get weak rehabilitation and prevention programs. Then they, but then very weak. And then waiting at the successes the way Salon be make. Public acknowledgement of drug crisis where the president been team up and really talk say we get that crisis. Police themselves will see where then they raid some places them. And then even the citizens themselves, but who been they talk about them. Civil societies themselves they talk about them. So some arrests them been don't make, and then they also do some seizures them. Then seizures the way they get, I will show them tomorrow. Waiting at the successes, we focus on users instead of, waiting at the failures. Then focus more on users instead of suppliers. And they also not been get any strong national rehabilitation policy. Until very recently, what we see say they don't start to do that. And the government now they refer to actually. So the discussion questions they are now, why are youths turning to drugs? As I've been listening to the Minister of Information, Epic Radio or TV, this is one question we himself ask. What do make the youth then they turn to drugs? And I think say we all sabi the reason. They not get better opportunities. They not get better future. And then, so some they way don't fail school or they not get money for going to university, then just they resort to that. Also, is the response punishment or prevention? So let we come to Sierra Leone passport, where they na foreigner their hand, within the key issue under that. So reports of passports issued to non-citizens, we don't see that day, where in the case some people they way they traffic drugs. Now other parts of West Africa where they hold Salon passport. And we also see national security and international credibility we've been done there at risk because of that. So waiting at the impact of that, now travel restrictions we don't see where US don't put on we and some other countries themselves don't put some travel restrictions. Damage to Sierra Leone's global image where that they don't cause, and waiting at the discussion questions them under that. Who is benefiting from passport scandals? And is citizenship being sold? So that's a question for everybody and especially for the authorities then. Roads and accessibility. Key issues. Poor feeder roads in almost every part of the country and most especially Kono district. High transportation costs affecting farmers and traders. Also, seasonal isolation of communities. Some side the way rain season don't come, flooding they take place. Some places then they become inaccessible, and the one the way they attempt for cross, some they lost their life inside the transportation. Not they able to cross some of their areas and they. And Eboku na every part of Sierra Leone we don't see that over this past raining season. But again, there's one success. some trunk road improvement we don take place. We see say dem don make some trunk roads dem wey I no go able count that one dem dey now, but some few success bin dey na that area dem dey. But I get two failures. The rural roads dem don, most of the rural roads dem don become neglected, and political bias in infrastructure development. So if you put politics inside infrastructural development, that self can affect the part of the countries dem. Discussion questions: why is access still a problem in resource-rich areas? Connaught district wey get wey we dey call bread basket of Sierra Leone. Wetin make roads dem 30 dey no better inside that place dey? With all the diamonds dem wey dey comot na Connaught district, with all the gold wey dey comot na Connaught district, the road dem inside Connaught district is so pathetic. It's so pathetic. And as I say, tomorrow I go show some few of them problems dem dey wey we dey see motor car dey fodder with people dem inside dirty water na street, immediate emergency response no dey. We see the people dem dey die wey e very pathetic. So let me go to democratic principles and human rights. The key issues that we are getting here na arrest of critics and journalists, shrinking civic space, and fear of speaking out. Some people dey get problems, dem dey afraid for talk, and some people dem wey dey talk, dem dey hold them. And the one day wey dey write, certain times dem dey intimidate journalists dem. We know say that they don reduce greatly na Sierra Leone, but still dem dey intimidate certain journalists dem. But una go excuse me please because of this interruption. So we know say some journalists themselves can create that problem dey for themselves because dem dey report based on biased opinions. And wetin are the successes? Active civil society voices, independent media still operating too. Failures na selective enforcement of the laws and then intimidation of dissent. The discussion questions that we are getting here na two. Can democracy survive without free expression? And are human rights respected equally? Number 11, point number 11 are youth and young adults. The key issues that we want to get: high unemployment, as I've been done talk before, drug addiction, and political exploitation of youths during election time. But again, few successes then there. Youth activism and advocacy been done rise a lot across the country, and some skills programs they been done introduce that one and then in some parts of the country. But we say them fail. No clear youth employment strategy not in the country, and youths excluded from decision making most of the time. Key questions under that: now, are youth leaders or tools? Would they train them for become leaders, or would they train them for become tools and use them where we need them? So these are key questions. You the youth man them, youth woman the way they listen to me, wanna ask on yourself. Then they use una as tools, or then they train una for become leaders of tomorrow. So my next section where they count on overall government performance in 2025. The success na policy continuity and some social programs that were then sustained. And then the failures will be economic hardship, rising cost of living, and weak service delivery. But then this is not the key question. Has life improved for the ordinary Sierra Leonean? This is not a question for now all, APC, SLPP, anybody who say you find yourself. So what should be done differently in 2026? This I get 5 points. What do we do differently? Prioritize merit over politics. Strengthen rule of law and accountability. Invest seriously in youth skills, agriculture, and mining alternatives, especially for districts like Connaught districts. Fight drugs with prevention, rehabilitation, and community support. And finally, under what we will do differently, end selective justice, and protect free speech. The roadmap for 2026. Now this I get, again I get 5 points. 1. Inclusive national dialogue is very, very important. Electoral reforms them and political tolerance. That is very, very important for development of any nation. Community-driven development will say everybody in the community, they become part of the decision making. We go make they all support the development. And then stronger local governance and traditional leadership accountability. And finally, under the roadmap, I get youth-centered economic planning, where government they plan, make government plan with youth them at the back of their mind so that they will know what exactly. It's just like way they make census in any country, and they conduct census for let you know which area of the country need help. So now, so if government they plan, make them get the youth them at the back of their mind. So my closing question would be this. Wanna listen as we enter or we don't already enter 2026. Are we building a nation for the people or a system for the few? Again, I will ask this question. As we enter 2026, are we building a nation for the people or a system for the few? If you get them questions that were asked inside all them points that we don't discuss, I will encourage you now, they wanna respond to some of them questions them or all of them in the comment section, and next time when I come we go discuss that. Again, me na David Bongo. I want to tell everybody thank you. We don't listen to me, and I believe say whatever you gather from what I don't say, make sense out of them and respond in the appropriate time. I want to tell everybody thank you, all Connaught groups, all Sierra Leoneans across the board, all on a thank you. The little efforts they want they make for let we country become a transformed country, a better. Let will not just condemn. Let will also find solution for help with country. Let we help the government in whatever way we able, so that in the end we all will be proud of Sierra Leone. When I thank you again, I want to say kudos to executives of Connaught organizations and all other Connaught groups. This particular time, I will mention Connaught JC, where they always bring joy in our people their life. At the end of every year, we see what thing they do. So we want to tell the entire executive of Connaught JC, boku thank you, and make God continue for guide and protect on all, so that we go do even more. So other Connaught groups, the way they do, but this point in time, Connaught JC don't do a lot, and we want to tell them thank you for that. So now let we close again with this same music. Now God create the world, and then go determine with future.
Bamwenu, yata mansa anadunya chada. Mweji apawa, sumuna monita lobi atwema. Ili mkono gospel minister. Nado, no nada, anadunya chada. No nada, anadunya chada. Unawe moja twechi, yata anadunya chada. Chela ko, moja twetano. No nada, anadunya chada.
Kono mwenu mesakana kweche mbana tunawetina. Kono mwenu moni moto maso sakana kweche ani chemo kwete tema moni monyombia yata na dunya chada asina fo omoni tumonyona moma monyon kobo moma kono kobo moni mobo osi mo amasa nko moni mobo osi mo yoso enko mo yoso enko mimba ma motumu kwimi na yata ni achemoye mfane wadi nane sakaimanyi David Bongo do kono da sanama cho 2026. This they go to every Connaught person at the diaspora and back home, and to every Sierra Leonean. This music they go to now. And they tell we say that God now create the world, and we for always praise His name. Let we praise Him. Let we tell Him thank you. So we go tap and so. I want to tell una all thank you. Me na David Bongboa. I dey talk to una from KNN News Network. Una all thank you and una like, una share, una comment. And again, if na the first time this is they listen to me from somebody in phone or from your phone, una subscribe again. I need for una all support. Una subscribe so that we go let this channel also grow. Bye bye and una